So, what's going on, everyone? It's Storm the Bard, aka B. That's me. I never really say my first name or my initial, but there you go. Now you know it. It's B. But we used to say that a lot back in the day. I figured I'd come on here and do a video blog. I haven't done one in a while, and kind of just go through pretty much just what's been going on, what we're doing over on YouTube, what's happened, and stuff like that. I know I've had questions and such, people asking me certain things, why I moved, why I decided to do what I'm doing, etc. So I figured let's get it all out on the table. Let me not knock my coffee over. Pretty raw, pretty straight to the point, and then kind of explain what's going on as the future arrives. So first off, I've left Twitch as of last week. It was the last day on Twitch and stuff like that, and I've decided to fully put everything into YouTube. Now, what is the reason behind that? Did Twitch do me wrong? Am I mad at Twitch, etc., etc.? No, nothing like that. We'll get that right out on the table right off the bat. I'm not mad at Twitch. They have done nothing wrong to anger me or make me want to leave or anything like that. I'm not leaving because of policies they've changed or anything of that nature. I'm leaving personally on my own choice because and getting out of that community style or that structure of Twitch for a few reasons. One, I already make content on YouTube. I've been making content on YouTube since literally 8 years. Whether it's been very sporadic and not very consistent, through the 8 years, I have been pumping videos on YouTube, whether it be clips, my top fives, vlogs, anything. Basically, the channel has always been living. At least every month, something has been put up there pretty much throughout the 8 years. There's a lot of content up on there, and it's a lot of stuff that I've done over the 8 years, starting from my first Minecraft video all the way up to what I'm doing now. So, I always thought that, and I thought about this a long time ago, honestly, too, even before I moved to Mixer and things like that, because live streaming was a thing coming over, it was becoming a thing on YouTube as well, too, but Mixer really, at time being, really kind of pulled me in because of the community, the family style, and everything like that. But we know the story. There's vlogs about why I went to Beam and Mixer and became partner and everything like that. Two. So there's a first, so it's like a top five. So number one. So the first reason basically is that everything I want to be in the same wheelhouse. So doing my live streams now over on YouTube is awesome because I can pretty much just end my stream and it automatically gets archived into one of my playlists. So, whatever game we're playing as the Bard's Quest, playing that game all the way through, doing the trophy hunting, doing the platinum, if that's the game we're choosing, etc., etc. It all gets put up there now. So now all the content's being up there. So pretty much you're guaranteed a video almost once a day, except for the couple days I take off. And then, of course, my consistent top 5 that I've been doing every Sunday. So, with that being said, which is great, we're doing that. Second reason, I've never really been into the whole meme aspect or that Twitch aspect with the kappas and everything like that. And that's not to say it's a bad thing. If that's your thing, if that's your style, if that's the way you like doing it, you like the jokes, you like the memes, you like all that stuff. It's never really been my thing. It's the same thing with like cringe videos. I can't stand cringe videos because, well, they're cringy. I guess is the best reason. That's not to say I don't have a sense of humor per se, but it's just to say more that my sense of humor, like I love old school stuff, right? Like I love bloopers and things like that. I love old school comedy and things like the old SNLs are absolutely my favorite. Stuff like that, Gene Wilder movies, things, So I'm an old soul like that, I guess, when it comes down to my comedy, and so memes and all the stuff that comes with it, with the kappas and the other things that Twitch has taken on as a thing, is never really appealed to me as much. Not to mention, Twitch is very big on playing games with the community and stuff like that. Now, that's not to say that I don't love my community. I am so, the best way to put this, I'm like very, very thankful. I thank the gods all the time for all those who have stuck with me, literally for all the years since I started streaming, all the way up to now, that are still hanging out with me. I think that is just absolutely amazing. And I have done games in the past where I played with people and stuff like that. And the one thing I continue to do, obviously, is my Saturday co-op I do with Mage. We play games together, and sometimes we'll have other people join us as well, plus the Idiots in Suits back in the day. But the problem is, and the same thing had happened with Idiots in Suits, is that sometimes it takes one person to ruin a good thing. And there always seems to be that one person sometime who decides they want to run it their way or do something different or change the rules or everything and blah, 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 blah. And I'm not a big multiplayer guy also. That's the other big thing. I don't do, like, back in the day, I used to play a lot of Battlefield when I was part of this group. It was like a 30s and over group. We used to play a lot of Battlefield together. It was a casual gaming group that we used to play a lot of Battlefield and stuff. But as I've grown older and as my time obviously is compared to like work and everything else in my life and stuff, I put a lot more time into my single players because I love single player games. I love open world games. I love story games. I love games that just like either I get to control the storyline or I get to see a really good storyline and do RPG stuff or horror or sci-fi, whatever the case may be. And because of that, now some people do that very well on Twitch. You have people like Code Carnage that does, single player games all the time. You have other people on Twitch that do single player games and whatnot. And they've done very well for themselves. At this point, though, I feel that, and one of the other big reasons that it kind of kicks down to that is I have a lot of lurkers, too, which is not a bad thing. I love lurkers. I love people that just kind of chill. They're hanging out, they're watching the stream, they're enjoying themselves. I've had a lot of comments throughout the years that have always told me, I like putting you, just like listening to you while I'm doing whatever, dishes or doing errand or doing something I have to homework, whatever the case may be, or doing research or whatever the case. It's always come down to, I like your voice, and I like the comments you make while you're playing single-player games. I always get a chuckle here and there and stuff like that, which is great. And for that, I felt, well, that's great on YouTube because I have a lot of people that are very different time zones, especially since the year and a half that we've moved to a new job, and I do nights now. My schedule has totally changed over the year and a half. And a lot of those people that used to come by can't come by anymore because I'm on a different time, or... lives change. Easy enough to say, lives change, and people's hours that they used to put in and commit, they can't, so they have to, they hope to maybe catch a VOD later down the line. And I think that's where YouTube really excels, is that they can come by and they can see everything we've done, the live stream we did during the day that they didn't get to catch. They can go back and they can watch at their own pace, they can fast forward, they can rewind, they can do whatever they want with it. And that control of that content for people, I think, is amazing. So that's another reason I decided to go with that. Number 3. So really, that's what it comes down to. It comes down to that's why I left. That's what I did. That's why I'm now on YouTube. And you'll find all my stuff from my live streams, my top 5s. Maybe we'll be bringing back the first 10 minutes or something of that nature. I want to do like something different than the first 10 minutes, because there's a lot of roguelites I've been playing or other games I've been playing that are kind of not really for my kind of, not really for the channel, for the stuff I stream and stuff, because I like to stick to 3 things really: fantasy, sci-fi, and, well, dark sci-fi, and horror. Those are the 3 things I love. I love fantasy, I like sci-fi, I like dark sci-fi. I'm not really a Star Trek guy, but I'm hell of an aliens guy. So, fantasy, dark sci-fi, also dark fantasy that falls in that. Dark Souls and vampires and all kinds of crazy shit. But I do love knights and things like that and stuff. So fantasy, dark sci-fi, and horror have always been a big place in my heart. I mean, I'm wearing an umbrella shirt, so... all those things have always been a big thing in my heart, and that's my passion. That's really what everything falls to, and that's the kind of stuff that I keep on my channel the most, and that's the stuff I want to focus on moving forward. Storylines that have to do with fantasy RPG, fantasy RPGs, fantasy stories, dark sci-fi stories, dark sci-fi RPGs, things like that. Horror RPGs, horror stories. We definitely want to get into that new Resident Evil. I got to see that Lady D. And everything else that incorporates that. I got to play that game. It looks so good. But stuff like that. We're doing Biomutant right now. So, yeah. So that's going to be the focus of the channel. 100% through, whether it be trophy hunting, whether it be just doing the game until the end, depending on the trophies. If it's like, oh, you got to play on the extreme difficulty or you got to do this. Sometimes it's just going to be like, all right, we'll get trophies as we go. So yeah. So that's what it all falls down to. That's kind of the future, and that's pretty much where we stand. I just wanted to put this out here because I haven't done a vlog in a long time. Thank you, everybody, for all the support over the years. It has been a long run. 8 years since I made my first video. One of my, pretty much my top mod he pointed out to me, he was saying, oh yeah, you know, your first video was back in like, was 8 years ago. And I was just, it blew me away. I was like, 8 years ago? We've been making content for 8 years, whether it's been making videos or live streaming or whatever and stuff. It's been a crazy 8 years, a lot of ups and downs, but a lot of enjoyment and meeting fantastic, absolutely fantastic people. That some we have made really good friends with, some we have stayed in acquaintance with here and there, and just all around just good people. So thank you everybody for all the support that you guys have done. We have no monetization stuff up right now. We're working our way to partner on YouTube. That's going to happen. It's slowly rising. Everything's been slowly rising up, which is great since the streams have kicked off. Our hours are being watched more. Our content's being done more. So that will happen, I think, before the end of the year. But, you know, I'm not... The money has never really been a huge thing. It does help, of course, because of buying stuff like, you know, when we got the community to help buy the PlayStation 5 and when we've done other things, you know, that's always helped. But right now, like, again, the money is not a huge thing. So it's never been about the money. It's always been about sharing the passion of our, you know, fantasy, dark sci-fi, and horror. That's always been my thing. Is always sharing the passion of good games. So with that being said, yeah, so that's really what it comes down to. I just wanted to get it out there, let you guys know what's been going on. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments. I will gladly, I try to jump in all the comments I get and answer back. Beyond that, I'll see you guys in the live streams, or I'll talk to you in the comments or in Discord. Have a great one, and as always, be safe, be just. Huzzah!